Let's go into the embroidery side of the machine, and we're going to choose a design behind the Kids Corner tab. I can place my finger on the screen and slide it up or down to scroll. We're going to choose the turtle. You'll see it on the screen. We're going to touch Set. Next, I'm going to touch the edit icon at the top, and we're going to find the icon that looks like a flower with a line around it. This is going to allow us to create an outline around the embroidery design. I can select the plus icon or the minus icon to move that outline around the embroidery design further away from the design or tighter closer to the design, but I like to go a little further away. We're going to touch IQ with the red arrow at the bottom, and that's going to save the outline in the IQ side of the machine. Recall from the IQ designer stamp pattern list. We'll touch OK, so the machine just told us where it's saving it and where we're going to retrieve it. So we're going to go to our home screen, we'll touch OK, and now we're going to go back into the IQ designer. We'll choose our stamp key, the one with the circle and the square. Once again, we played with that in our previous videos. And now we're going to choose the tab, the icon at the top that looks just like the one that was on the embroidery side of the machine. Notice now you see the turtle and the little outline along the turtle. So I selected that, I touched OK, and now it brings us into the IQ screen and you see only the outline. We're going to touch once again our stamp key. We're going to choose a square. It's going to be a line design. We'll touch OK, and now we're going to size that. I'm going to make it larger. You'll notice in that up top area you'll see the size changing. So in my settings page I have my machine set to inches. So you can either create a block exactly the size you want by looking at the numbers. You'll notice that I'm using the arrows facing out and the arrows, all four arrows facing in, and that's sizing the design. It's sizing the square symmetrically. So it'll be a square when we finish. Once I have the size where I want it, I'm going to touch OK. And now we're going to go into the settings page where we find those decorative fills. We'll select the decorative fills icon and then select. And that's going to bring up the designs for us to choose from. You may have the same amount of designs as me, you may not, depending on what all you have in your machine. So I'm just kind of looking around, kind of deciding. I end up deciding on the fish design. I'll touch OK. I chose a green color. We can do that to allow the machine to stop and start and have different colors. I've selected my fill cup. Now I'm going to touch outside the outline of the embroidery design and inside the square. We'll touch next. Now we're on the screen where we can make some changes to our fill. I'm going to choose to change the size. So I selected that icon at the bottom on the left, used my plus and minus, changed it where I wanted it. And then after I'm happy with that, I'll touch Set. And then I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about, do I want the outline to stitch or do I not want the outline to stitch? So I'm going to touch that icon and I'm going to turn it off. Oh, I turned it back on. I'll touch Set. And now I can thumb over to the outline itself. Notice that it was a satin stitch. That's what your machine defaults to. I'm choosing a straight stitch. I change the color and then I'll touch OK. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so I'm touching Preview and OK. And this is going to give me the opportunity to look what the design looks like. If I'm happy with it, I can touch Set and OK. If not, I would have touched Return and I could go backwards. Alright, so I like this. I'm going to go to Add. And that brings us to the main screen on the embroidery. We chose Kids Corner again. I'm going to find the turtle that we started with, our embroidery design. We'll touch Set, and it's going to place that turtle right in the middle of your designer fill. We'll touch Embroidery, and now you're ready to stitch your design. When I stitch this, I'll place fabric and stabilizer in the hoop, stitch the turtle, and then I'll float batting underneath along with a fabric underneath, creating your fabric sandwich. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Please click that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to have my Facebook group, my Instagram, and my YouTube channel noted here at the end, so definitely pop over there, like, join, subscribe, and hopefully I will see you next time on the next tutorial.